Hi everyone, today we're going on in our marathon talking about all the diseases that people tend to suffer more with that creates the base decisions, which so creates in tendency a higher probability to have bad outcomes in our life, whatever it is in our job, whatever it is in our relationships, and as well creation of wealth and health. And then, so what's gonna be the bees that we're gonna talk today is gonna be a bees that is going a bit more statistical, but it's something that happens a lot with the people. The hidden trap in that is the beast sampling that we're gonna talk today. And the best way to illustrate it is starting by questioning, showing some type of real life examples when you're more susceptible, and obviously how to try to fight and so combat it to not suffer with. And then, so what's the best question? Imagine you're choosing a new phone and you see only 5-star reviews. Must be amazing, right? But what if uh, what if all the unhappy consumers never left a review? That's the beast sampling beast. So imagine that you're just like seeing reviews about specific product that you want to buy it, and you see that just exists 5-star reviews. What could this lead to you? Could lead to you to think, oh, that means probably so. That's because doesn't exist nothing bad with the product that I'm gonna buy. But it is something that can be true or can exist like another reason for why the bad things doesn't exist. So probably we have to be open-minded to the existence of this new specific outcome, that is the outcome of taking bad decisions because I have not considered hidden data that I was not presented to, because it's real possible that some of the reviews that could be something that will not generate willingness for new people to buy. If they see like 3 stars reviews, 2-star reviews, a lot of bad comments about the product, probably will so more make a candy calibrate so, and then we'll make a more clear and real type of perspective of what is the real quality of the product. And then, so it what happens the heroes is when we get all the information about the situation, and without just a specific tiny part that we got, we already take some decisions. And then real examples, what can be shown. And this is the one that is the election polls gone wrong. Is the first example. It happens in the last century in 1948. The newspaper Chicago Tribune, they print the headline, "Dewey defeats Truman before the votes were fully counted." Why? The pollsters only surveyed people with telephones, excluding what? Excluding the lower income voters who mostly support Truman. A result, a historic blunder, because just because they have got a specific type of segment of people that have been voted so for the election, and they're the ones that voted for that way, they kind of forgot that another data that probably they will have to ask to make sure their statisticals and the statistics understand so what's the real proportions that could so give the almost like a guaranteed a victory for someone over other one. The reality is that they have not have selected a real representative of the people that have been voted. That is the ones that have not so big held, and probably ones that have not survived by telephones, and were so mainly the Truman type of voters, then so where will be deterministic to determine so the real type of result of the election, and they were not so asked, and decisions were based in data that have been given, but not the real one that were needed to get the real type of decision that was so not based. Another example, the job satisfaction surveys. A company sends out an employee satisfaction survey, but only the most engaged employees respond. So it's like a beast that they already like. They're busy in the selection of the ones that are gonna answer to the survey. And so the company assumes everyone is happy, but in reality, the happy employees didn't bother responding, or neither were so the ones that were provided the questionnaire to be responded. In sports performance as well, we often admire successful athletes and assume that hard work is all it takes, while in reality hold the other ones as the as been having hard work, and then so it's not hard work that has been differential sometimes. Sometimes it was just by look, sometimes for just by the choices that they have been made. This kind of a connection with another beast that we have been talked, that was survivorship beast. But what the thousands of wholly hard-working players who never made it to the top? They existed. And then if we only look at winners, we're ignoring all the failures, leading to the false conclusion about success. The same type of path, the same type of tendency, just looking for a small tiny of data and taking conclusions from that without looking for all the scenario is what so creates the decisions that are based. And then obviously why this happens, how our brain literally assumes that the information we see is the full picture, but in reality we often only see a filtered or skewed version of the truth. And so when we're more susceptible to the beast sampling, situation where this beast is strongest is when information is selective. We often see only what's been recorded, missing out on what hasn't. When negative or silent groups are excluded, if only certain people respond, the results are already based. When we only look at success stories, as well as when we have higher tendency to look it and so get kind of catched by these bees. Survivorship bees is so something that has been talking in the other video that make us ignore the failures, leading to false belief about what works. And so how we can overcome the beast sampling base? It's so we have to work in types to avoid falling in this tendency to look for just from what he got, and then so probably has to be passing for trying to create motivation to do the behavior or looking for data that can be hidden and have not been presented. It's like not being someone that is just accumulated with just processing what you got, is as well working for data to process. It's just probably is not being lazy. Is another, so it's already a work that you have to get. It's not kind of falling in false narratives because they are the easiest ones to build and search for new data. Even then, so it's a trade-off that it's probably will be easier to fall in easy narratives to follow because or is already something that's created by the social media, people that already have been based and have so created a narrative than people, so it's going to be easier to adopt rather than just doing what will be correct to not folding these beats, that seeking out for real foundations, real basements from how to structure the decisions that we do. And then obviously we can help it, you can even be more logical, not just working in bees, you can as well understanding how to create a argument. And obviously for that you have to adopt a structure, you can think critically, exist books, but what are the two best methods that I adopt to build an argument to so not fall in fallacies is using the mind to pyramid, and as well the Tolman method is like the two best ways to build arguments, and then so helps you to take logical and reasonable type of arguments are the ones that should base your actions. But then so ask who's missing, having active energy to not just getting and work what you have been got so from the people, ask out, see what's missing, always question if the data represents everyone is the best thing that you have to got, because the biz is just getting data that represents a small part. Seek for counter examples, look for cases that don't fit the pattern to get a more balanced perspective. Consider hidden voices, negative reviews, silent groups, and untold stories often hold the missing piece as well. Verify your sources, where is the information coming from. If these people are bees, they're kind of not intentionally, they do it even intentionally to just provide the people that are going to consume the news, the information, with just the part that they do like and they kind of favors their narrative. So understand your sources, what they're like, their sensitives, why they can be something that you can be doubtful towards because they just provide things that should not be accepted as just the whole truth. And so be aware of one-sided data. If something seems too good to be true, check who was included and who wasn't is like the best way. So as a conclusion, B sampling hides the full truth, making us believe in false realities. So whether in business, politics, on everyday decisions, so are all included to suffer with these bees, we need to cache in the data before trusting. It's just basically what's the problem of the bees? Make a trade-off, sacrifice kind of the low effort that you got normally to do a decision, spend a bit more of effort. Obviously better it is to spend much more effort when a type of decisions are important. Do this trade-off, try to seek for best type of reasoning, even if you spend a bit more of time, to not fall in this biz. And then, so I expect this video has helped you, and I expect you as well to help me by subscribing and seeing other videos in this channel. See you in the next one.